It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Book of Carol, or the second season of the Daryl Dixon spin-off. In this video, we're going to take a look at the final teaser that they released before the premiere for the second season. There's actually some very interesting, I would say major details that have been revealed in this particular teaser. This is like an interview teaser, so it's the cast and crew talking about the season. There are tons of new scenes, so stay tuned. We'll be right back to break this down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. Now, I'm not going to go through every single shot in this teaser, even new ones, because it doesn't really tell us much, but I did pick out certain things that I thought was interesting, or certain things that revealed a bit too much information or teased something major, and I will just go through those particular shots with you. So first, we have this shot of Carol. I think this is Carol in some sort of location that Daryl has been at before. I think this is in the United States, and I think this is how Carol figures out where Daryl might be heading. She is looking at a map here, and we do know that she does go to the shipyard. That is basically the last spot that Daryl was at in the States, and I think that she's gonna figure out which direction they went based on that map, and that's gonna get her closer and closer to somewhere where she could get a plane, where she could go across the ocean to Europe. Now, I'm not gonna dive into how realistic the plane thing is. I think it's super unrealistic, but let's just ignore that for now. We'll talk a little bit more about that plane in a little bit, but we do also have this shot of Carol. She's in a car, and it looks like she's driving recklessly. It looks like she's mad, or she's emotional or something. Now, what's interesting is that this seems to be what leads to a crash. This is where they're basically surrounded by some walkers, and this seems to be the spot where Ash gets injured, because he's in the car, but based on other shots that we've seen, it looks like he can't go anywhere. And I think Carol gets out of the car and goes to find some help. And I think it's Daryl that comes to help her. All of those shots that are related to that car that we saw here. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is it doesn't appear that Carol just stumbled upon Ash and they ended up going to the plane and flying across the ocean. I think what happened is that based on this, Carol sees a plane and then goes towards the plane. We do see across the teaser and the other trailers Ash talking to Carol about this, saying, so you want us to go across the ocean using this plane, and making it seem like it's a really absurd idea, which is, but it looks like it's Carol who comes to Ash with the idea of using the plane. But we do see the two of them on the plane here. This is when they're basically taking off. Now, the other thing that's extremely interesting that's revealed at this point is that we were right, or many fans were right, with the speculation that Carol is gonna have a PTSD moment. She's gonna have a flashback, and there is gonna be like a scene, a flashback scene of Sophia. We do see Carol looking at a barn, and then we see some walker coming out of it. It looks like it is Sophia. Like, it looks like this is a flashback. In fact, they also showed this. This is not new. This is identical to the shot of Sophia walking out of the barn. So it looks like we are in fact gonna see some flashback. What triggers this flashback, we don't know. But we are definitely gonna see some sort of flashback with Carol thinking about losing Sophia and reacting to that particular thing. Now, this could be because someone she cares about now has died and is coming out of the barn as a walker. It won't be Daryl, obviously, but I think it might be Ash, or it might be another character. But we also have another shot that was interesting. We see Daryl coming back to the nest, but we do see in other shots the nest being attacked. In fact, we see this character here shooting when they are attacked. But what's interesting is that we see later on Daryl hugging Laurent again, but this is different. Now, why do I say it's different? Because look at the right. That's Carol's jacket, like we see her arm. So Carol is there with them. The plane is in the background. So let's put two and two together. This is Daryl and Carol coming back to the nest with the plane, and Daryl saying goodbye to leave to go back to the States. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's pretty much how it's going to come together. Cardone, he was definitely one of the better characters of the first season, someone I absolutely enjoyed watching, but it looks like he's not doing too well. He is injured. It looks like someone beat the crap out of him. Of course, he was captured by Janae's army in the first season. We do see later he has an eye patch. This reminded me of the governor, so that's why I called him the second governor in one of the trailer breakdowns. In fact, what's interesting is that we have another shot where we have a machine gun in the back of a truck, and then they shoot down a bunch of people. I don't know if these are civilians or prisoners or what the case may be, but this is of course Janae's army killing these people. And this is like identical to something the governor did. So that's also extremely interesting, like the connection there. I'm not saying that it's a copy paste, but the fact that Cardone looks like the governor with the eye patch and the fact that they're doing this, it's definitely super interesting. A cool connection, to say the least. An homage, you could say. We have Janae herself here with an evil smile. We have Daryl and someone else in a tunnel. He goes through this gated area, which has like warning signs on it. I think this is Daryl walking into somewhere where he's gonna come across this. Some sort of variant walker situation. It looks like there are some liquid on the ground, some shiny liquid, maybe some substance, some hazardous substance, and then the walkers obviously have walked on it and they carry that poison or that hazard with them. And of course you can't really kill them, because when you kill them you get all of that, which could end up being a problem. So these are not necessarily variants or super zombies, but there are definitely new types of walkers that they're introducing. We see some of that here as well. We also see this pretty cool and scary shot of a walker in a wheelchair. We have this shot of what appears to be this character dying or reacting to a death. This is of course a character that we saw in the first season. I forgot her name, but you know who it is. We have this shot of Ash running away and a bunch of walkers approaching. We have this shot of Isabel and Daryl holding hands. I know what a lot of people are gonna say about this. I'm not even gonna get into that conversation, but it looks like they are imprisoned by Janae and her army. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through in this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.